Yes, I will answer as Werner Herzog.
Okay. So let's get the headphones on.
I love the baby
Welcome
Yoda.
to Wildcast Podcast.
Hello. We can't see ourselves. Do you want
me to flip it?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just so that way if the audio does cut out, we can
Use
catch
the
it instead of do a
puppet.
whole episode with no audio.
Do not be a
Because that
coward.
sucked. There it is. Okay. Hey, we're here.
You peaked.
I don't care. I love you, Kieffer.
Shot.
Yeah, you're good. We're all good. Okay, so I want to start with a question for Collins, the resident Mandalorian expert.
Yes.
Did it just turn into keeping Baby Yoda from killing himself?
No.
Okay. Is that this little GIF that he's showing on his iPad that I can see is like Baby Yoda is in a little carriage floating away from everyone, and then the Mandalorian's watching him go like, "Oh crap, my child is going away. I need to go save it." And I was worried it was going to turn into a babysitting show.
I mean, it's kind of. Yeah, I mean, the baby is not like in danger of killing itself, but like the baby is in danger.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Because it's a Jedi, right?
Yeah. It's well, I mean, it's force sensitive.
It's very heavily implied, anyway.
Yeah, it lifts up a thing, but I don't know. It's
cool.
the third episode's almost been out for a week, so and this is going out after, so I think it's fine to talk spoilers for Mandalorian. But yeah, Baby Yoda's in it.
Hang on, we need to figure out who this is. Who are you?
The baby.
Who are you?
I'm Kieffer.
Hey, Keith.
What do you do?
He's been on the podcast before.
I eat a lot of Taco Bell. That's what I do.
Ooh, that sounds good. I had Chinese for lunch again.
I'm not in a lot of these podcasts, but I'm in a lot of the content that gets put on the YouTube.
It's because
Yeah,
you
you
make a
are.
lot of the content that's on the YouTube.
So you can find me there if you really want to.
This video is the content creators. All of us.
It
right
really.
Here.
Well, we don't have Hope and Thomas because they did that video.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That was a pretty good video.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrew. Andrew's not here either.
I talked to Cameron Till yesterday, and he was like, me and Tyler have like done a lot for studio in ways that isn't our job. we suck at our job that's for studio, but we've like done a lot of stuff that isn't even our job.
I am amazing at my job.
Yeah.
Letting
studio.
people use the podcast room.
Yeah?
I'm terrible at my job. I don't think I've posted anything for social media.
We've got 3 podcasts that consistently go up. So
True. That's true. It's
Yeah.
it's the most consistent uploads.
The podcast
for studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because it's the easiest though. Like it's not. We don't have to necessarily plan a shoot, grab a
True.
camera. I think we just
You
come
just need
down here and
time.
talk.
You
just
can
need time
come
to
in
go down.
unplanned and do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little easier.
Yeah, it's harder to plan like a video that you're going to shoot on campus and throw a symbol at the ground in front of people.
Yeah,
Because
and-
you have to kind of like plan for days that there's actually going to be people on campus.
Well, that and you have to get a guy who's dumb enough just to throw himself onto the ground for no reason.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
I don't think that's hard to find.
Hey,
especially not here.
depends if I'm on campus or not. But yeah, that symbol video. That was so funny.
Yeah. But so Tyler and Cameron have been on the podcast, right?
Yes.
So them two, basically, Tyler's the equipment manager, and Cameron's supposed to be a senior producer, which is basically a content creator.
Yeah, content creator.
But both of them are really bad at their jobs.
They but they've directed and DP'd like everything.
Yeah, they direct and shoot like all of our short film type stuff.
Yeah.
But they're really bad at their jobs that they're assigned.
Yeah, they were on the episode, which we talked about last episode, where we talked about poop for the first 25 minutes,
Just don't
and we got in trouble.
talk about that.
Yeah, so we don't talk about poop anymore.
Oh, you actually got in trouble for that?
I mean, it wasn't in trouble.
No.
Just B wasn't particularly happy with listening to the
Neither was I.
conversation. Yeah, it's because you had to listen to it for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, she listens to our stuff.
So
Sometimes.
speaking of Mandalorian and whatnot,
Yes.
tell me what lightsaber you would want if you could have one.
That was my question.
Who wants to go first?
I'll do it. Did you ever play Force Unleashed,
Yes.
Kiefer? How about you? You know it. I don't know if you played it, but you know it.
Yeah, I've played both.
You played it? Okay.
Well, I played the first one, and then my brother played the second one. He told me all about it.
Okay, so I think what I
know
would
the
do,
second one.
I want a double lightsaber, first of all, like Darth Maul has,
Yeah.
because they're freaking cool. And then I would want one end to be black, because those exist and they're like the coolest looking lightsabers ever. And then the other one, I would want like a pulsing white. I think that would just
black
be
and white
so
lightsaber.
cool.
Like a yin yang.
Heck
That
yeah,
would be
dude.
cool. That would be cool.
And then be like wearing like the dark brown tunic that Anakin has on or something similar to that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so
Apparently, you can get not quite like completely black, but close to black lightsaber crystals at Star Wars Land.
cool. Oh, really?
They come in like every like several like dozen one of the red ones will be black,
That's cool.
and like originally like people would be like shining their phone lights through it to see if it was black
Trying to
container to
test-
see if you get one.
trying to test
yeah,
it.
but they thickened it so you can't do that anymore.
That's
So you have to get
awesome.
really lucky to find a black crystal.
That's so funny.
But I would totally I love black as a color for a lightsaber. It's so cool.
yeah. What kind of lightsaber would you do?
I would
Wait, hang on. I could see you doing the Count Dooku like hooked
the,
handle.
the sort of like rapier type thing.
Yeah.
No, not really. I'm a fan of I like dual wielding lightsabers, like Force Unleashed 2 type of thing.
So you,
Yeah.
More lightsaber was always good.
Wait, would you hold them backwards or forwards?
No, I would
Or-
hold them forwards.
Oh,
I do
okay.
one.
Holding them backwards
One
makes
each.
no sense.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of that like love of Force Unleashed, and also like Nightwing is my favorite superhero. So like dual wielding is very much that sort of thing.
But Nightwing, he's using Eskrima sticks and they're shorter than
Right.
lightsabers. So
But
would you
it's-
do like short stubbies?
No, the hilts would definitely not be that long. I like
Yeah, you
the
can
The
have
hilt
shorter
would be
hilts.
longer than the saber.
no.
It's
I like the
giant.
force
Tiny
yeah
little.
force pikes are a thing. They
Yeah,
have
well,
those.
the and the what was it, the Paladins from Force Unleashed? They have the spears,
Yeah, they have
the
the
lightsaber
spears.
spears.
Yeah, the
those
little
things were cool.
nub at the end. But yeah, I like the like nature ones at Galaxy's Edge that are like leather wrapped.
Excuse
That's
me.
absolutely what I would do because my big issue with most lightsabers is that they like these clunky. Just
They don't look
blocks on
comfortable to
them.
hold.
Yeah, and like they're just not comfortable to hold. So like just like simple like leather wrapped one
Yeah.
button.
Well, and again, we're talking about the Force Unleashed like crazy. The
good.
first boss that you fight, the first Jedi that you fight, who ends up being your mentor, he has leather that wrapped his.
Yeah, he has a really cool lightsaber.
Yeah. He was just a cool guy. He's blind and still kicks people's butts.
Rom Coda.
Dude, my brother and I like quote him all the time.
Yeah, I haven't played.
Like, you can't defeat the Empire, boy. It's my favorite line from that. So good.
Goodness.
I would actually go dual lightsabers, like Collins. Yeah.
Forward or backward?
Oh, forward for sure. Yeah.
I think backward.
holding
so
it backward.
Cool.
It looks cool, but yeah, like look at that.
Yeah, the leather wrap. That's so dope.
Oh, let's see.
You see that?
So
Oh,
cool
okay.
looking.
I think I would just go like simple lightsaber, purple, because purple's cool.
Purple's
Oh,
a cool color.
Mace Windu.
Yeah.
He gets got by the Emperor, real bad.
With the lightning guy.
The thing is he only got because he was betrayed, though.
By Anakin.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Mace-
Anakin
Mace
cut his
really-
hands off for sure. He was wrecking the Emperor.
Yeah.
And then Anakin just comes in and goes, "No hands for you."
Or was he? No, he was.
Well, I mean, there was speculation for a while
he
that
was holding
Snoke.
back?
Well, no, that Snoke was
Mace Windu? I remember that.
Yeah.
yeah.
What?
We still don't know who Snoke really was. What was it, Grandmaster Snoke or whatever? I forget his
Supreme
title.
Leader Snoke. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a theory that Mace Windu got messed up by the lightning, turned super pale,
and survived somehow. For
Survived
like
somehow.
200 years.
And then somehow turned to the dark side.
Yeah.
well, he's pissed.
And then,
I'd be pissed.
The theory also was that not only was he Snoke, but Finn was his son.
Oh, is that why? And that's why Finn was able to use the lightsaber
Yeah.
against Kylo. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I could see.
Yeah,
it.
and because when he's like, there's been an awakening. Rey hasn't used her powers yet, so it's like, oh, he's talking about.
Wait, she has though.
Yeah.
They did
It's
that
not a-
weird like psychic battle or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
was
saying it
like,
was a
no.
good theory.
No, it wasn't a good.
Have
It
you
was
watched
there,
this movie,
but
Kieffer?
Which one?
Have you watched A Star Wars?
I like me a Star Wars.
only one though.
It was the new
Only
ones.
one.
You seen the new ones? Either of
Yes.
them? Okay.
I will say the coolest scene from. So, I didn't mind Last Jedi. It was a fun movie. The coolest scene by far was the fight in the throne room.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
cool.
So cool.
That was fun.
I watched like a CGI artist react
Oh.
video to
Oh,
like that.
boy.
Or they were with a stuntman. And they
Yeah,
watched
there
it
was
together.
I've seen
Yeah.
that.
And they were like, watch it. If you look at the details in that fight, there's like some of the bad guys would be like and just fall over without actually getting hit because they had nothing to do with the fight scene. So it made it look more hectic.
They were pulling a Power Rangers.
Yeah, if you look closely, like a lot of the bad guys are just like standing and waiting.
Yeah, well,
and then they run in and try to hit.
Well, it's like you know, like the old episodes of Power Rangers, there'd be like 80 Putty Patrol guys.
Yeah,
but the Power Rangers would only fight
one at a time.
Maybe 5 at a time.
Yeah,
but
they'd like punch once and 10 of them would fly off.
But in the background too, you have all the other guys, all the Putty Patrol, like moving around and dancing around and stuff to make it look like there's stuff going on in the background.
Yeah.
Well, that just ruined that scene for me. Thanks, guys.
Well, I mean, I knew about it, but it doesn't really bother me. Like it's not a movies. I feel are intended to be watched, not analyzed.
Yeah.
So like when you analyze that scene, like
of course it's gonna fall
when
apart.
you watch it, it's awesome.
When you watch it,
if you watch it 200 times and look at everything,
absolutely,
then
it's the same thing with anything. I mean, you read a comic book more than 5 times in a week. Yeah, you're gonna end up going, well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Yeah. There's this one YouTube channel that I follow called Shadowversity where he talks about historical accuracy with like weapons and armor and stuff.
Oh boy!
And he has this series where he goes like frame by frame through movie fights, and like he did that with one, and he did Anakin versus Obi-Wan as another, and it's like you go like that in depth and pedantic with any fight scene,
you're gonna find holes.
Yeah, like there's parts in the Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight where they like have a 5-second thing play and then cut to a different angle of the same 5 seconds, but they're in a different spot, so it's like. Yeah, but you don't notice that stuff.
That was I remember watching a featurette on the DVD about how they made that scene.
Oh yeah,
that was one of the coolest featurettes I've ever watched.
I saw one like that, and they talked about how many costumes they had just for
that
one fight scene.
I think it was probably the same one.
There was literally one for like every shot.
Yeah,
it got, like,
because
more
it was
and more
burned and stuff. Yeah. Well, and the training they did too.
Oh yeah,
they did like 100 hours of training just to choreograph it right for literally 60 seconds of movie.
It's nuts.
There's another funny one like messed up scenes in movies that like you can go back and watch. In the first Jurassic Park movie, there's the scene where like the T-Rex grabs the raptor off the ground and is like pulls him into the air with his mouth.
Yeah.
And in one frame in the air, the raptor completely disappears.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can pause the movie and the T-Rex doesn't have a raptor in his mouth anymore.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Because the raptor is probably CGI.
That's
so
completely
cool.
computer generated. Yeah. So it's like
it just blinks out for a frame.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I love that kind of stuff. Like behind the scenes stuff or like screw ups in movies. I think they're so funny.
Yeah.
Like in the first Harry Potter movie, it's when they're all at the table and Mr. Dursley's got the letter and says, "Who would be writing to you?" and flips it over. If you watch closely, Dudley is mouthing the lines right next to him.
Yeah. There's also
because he knew all the lines, so he could give them their lines if they forgot.
Yeah, and there's some parts in the first and second where Emma Watson is mouthing other people's lines as well.
Yep. And in the second movie, I watched the interview for Harry Potter for so many times as a kid. Like, it just fascinated me. And what they did was in the second movie when she had to hug Harry at the very, very end, they actually freeze framed it because the hug was too quick when they shot it. So they essentially like went in editing and like paused it while they were hugging.
Jeez.
And then let it play through.
That's funny.
That is interesting.
And maybe it was just my copy of the third Lord of the Rings movie, but I feel like the third Lord of the Rings movie had that too. It was when the boulder, they launch the piece of the boulder into the army of orcs, hits the ground, and like the guy, he's watching it, and then steps out of the way and spits on it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the troll who just kind of goes.
Okay.
Did they freeze frame that, or was my edition just really
Your
crappy?
edition was messed up. I had a scratch in my disc, and the same thing happened.
Okay.
It would actually. It must be a part with that movie because I was instantly like, is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, no, it happened every time I watched it.
Yeah, my disc got messed up, so it would get to that point and it would stop.
Yeah.
And then it would skip
It skipped like 2 minutes.
For me, it would skip to when the elephants show up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mine wasn't that bad.
There was
Skipped
about
all the boring bits.
Yeah, there was like 5 years of my life where I had missed like 10 minutes of that movie.
Jeez.
That's super funny.
Yeah.
until I got it on digital and
You
until I got
watched
the extended edition, I was able to watch that.
I need to watch that movie
because I was like,
again.
I didn't know that the Nazgul attacked the minister. Like, what the heck? And when Rohan charges on the horses, I was like,
Yeah.
wait,
That's awesome. The other thing too, like it's weird the weird stuff that you pick up on movies.
yeah.
Like for me, the biggest one is continuity issues. The Hobbit, the first Hobbit, has the biggest continuity issue I have ever seen in a film.
Yeah.
It's when the eagles are picking them up off of the tree, like after the fire and everything. And what's his name? Thorin? Thorin clearly drops his sword. 100% drops his sword. It is not coming with him.
Then he has a sword again.
Yeah. They take him to the eagles, gets dropped off, and he's talking to Gandalf, and the camera's behind him. There's no sword. Okay, cool. Camera cuts behind him. The sword is back over his shoulder. And I'm sitting there going, Peter Jackson, like, okay, yeah, you're a weird dude, but you're better than that. You know? Come on, man. Just, what the heck?
So how
Could
do
have been Andy Serkis. He also helped direct that.
Oh, it's
so.
Yeah,
Still.
he was second unit director.
It was
Yeah.
still just not great.
So as big Star Wars fans, are you like, have you been happy to see like the Yoda meme sweep the freaking internet, or is it kind of like plebeian that all these noobs are like messing with the Yoda memes that aren't real Star Wars fans?
I think it's cool, but it's gonna get old.
Maybe. I think it's one thing that someone pointed out is how just it's sort of inconsistent with the Baby Yoda memes because like people absolutely hated the Ewoks because they were cute, and now everyone's on board for Baby Yoda.
But I think
Right.
Baby Yoda, because he's not in a
Because he's not in a movie.
he's not in a main he's not in a main feature
Yeah.
of Star Wars. He's in kind of like a little side thing over
in a TV
over
show.
there doing what he
Yeah.
wants.
I think if it was
Also, it's Disney.
if it was a movie that he was in, people might have issue with it. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, I love Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing is it's a meme. It says it's the Ewoks saying we're the cutest thing in Star Wars, and it's the Porgs and then Porgs go, no, we're the cutest, and then Baby Yoda says, hold my beer, you will.
Yeah, love it. Freaking,
I need to get Disney Plus though. I
You
don't
do?
have it.
I highly recommend.
Yeah,
It's great.
we just got it.
Mandalorian's great.
It's weird. It's so weird watching The Simpsons on Disney Plus. Still, I was watching Was it a Treehouse of Horror? Yeah, it was a Treehouse of Horror, and it was just weird. Like I don't know how I feel about watching The Simpsons on a Disney platform.
There was that whole thing where the aspect ratio was wrong.
yeah.
Apparently, they are
you're
going to be
losing-
fixing that in 2020. I
Yeah,
believe,
next year, because you're losing some gags and Easter
Yeah.
eggs and things like that because of it.
because it's all cropped down.
They punched it in on it. Yeah, that's definitely really weird.
Of course.
So speaking of like adult content on like kind of like a kids friendly streaming service, what do you
Okay.
think? So like YouTube was recently sued for like $137 million or whatever.
Do we know who sued them? Like who was
the
it?
world? I don't
was
know.
it
was probably
Kappa
just a
who sued them?
It was probably just a class
Yeah,
action
it must
lawsuit.
have been COPPA. Anyways, they had to pay like $137 million. Like 37 of the million went to like New York New York State, the state of New York,
Right.
and then the other
Sure,
100
okay.
million went to COPPA or whatever.
Right.
And they had to do that because they were like collecting children's information off YouTube.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
data.
Part of that is because the videos that were monetized, that were directed towards children, people were watching them and then getting the ads, and then like the information of like the IP address and stuff from the ad then goes to the ad. So
they're still getting adult ads.
so no, not getting adult ads, just like getting ads. Period means that your information is being collected, and so ads won't be, as far as I know, ads won't be run on child-friendly content or like content intended for children.
Then
So
how,
like
but then how do they monetize? Like,
exactly,
how do you
So
have a channel?
There's a lot of
devoted to
creators
kids
that are
stuff?
they're going to be stuck between if you have explicit content, then it gets demonetized. But if it's not explicit, it could be interpreted as being for kids, and then that can't be monetized either.
So-
Well,
Yeah.
you can mark it as. I recently
But yeah,
was uploading a
there's-
video and they said,
It
"Is it
asks
for
you
kids?"
if it for
and you
if
can
it's for
mark
kids.
no, and then you can get ads.
So yeah, they
yeah.
it's improved, like the perception of what exactly they're doing. Like they came out with a statement with them, YouTube and the FCC, saying that they acknowledge that just because something has bright colors or it's animated doesn't mean it's necessarily for kids. So that means, because a lot of animators were worrying like,
That their stuff would
yeah,
be
they think all
immediately for
animation is for
kids.
kids, so I'm just gonna be gone. Like, no,
Yeah.
apparently they'll still be fine.
Or
We
like,
just need to
I heard
clarify.
that. So there was like a creator who made content for like adults or anyone. Anyone can watch it, but he made like figurines. But because they were
Oh.
figurines, like small, like
Toys.
toys,
Yeah.
they're basically toys. YouTube was automatically like, okay, children's content.
Well, I
but it's
mean,
not.
So, but you talk about explicit. Then how in the heck does Rooster Teeth? How are they still around? Because they are one of
Yeah.
the most explicit,
Yeah.
content creators out there. And I'm not saying like, oh, Rooster
It's-
Teeth needs to be shut
It
down. I
must
love
be
Rooster Teeth. I
because
want
of
to
the
work for them
popularity.
eventually.
Yeah,
and
because
it
of
may
the
just be because they're
popularity.
grandfathered
Because
in.
you get a lot of those big YouTubers, and some of them
They can
are
do whatever they
pretty
want.
explicit. Like JonTron, he's
Yeah.
pretty explicit.
Yeah.
And yet he still is trending every time he uploads a video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just because you
it's-
upload something that is explicit doesn't mean it'll necessarily get flagged. Like, if
Right.
it gets flagged, there's a chance that it'll get demonetized. But, like, there's the whole thing where if you swore during the first minute of a video, YouTube would automatically demonetize it.
that answers that question, because I was actually watching a piece of Rooster Teeth content,
And they were bleeping?
and they swore, but when the swear happened, when it hit, they just cut audio. I was so
Yeah.
confused for a second. I was like,
So people are
What
bleeping stuff
happened?
within the first minute just so the bot doesn't
Yeah.
find it.
Or that's why if you go watch like PewDiePie content from like years and years ago, he's saying the F word a lot.
Yeah,
And now
now he
it's
doesn't.
no go at all.
Yeah.
well, he's also said some other stuff that's no go.
That's true.
I don't think I've ever watched. The only PewDiePie stuff I've watched is I watched him play Gorn one time. That VR game.
Yeah.
And it was weird.
I like
I don't know.
PewDiePie.
I remember back when he had like the scary game compilations. I watched him for
Yeah.
a bit.
I think I could do that. Get scared and play video games. I just hate being scared, so I won't do it.
Sounds a lot like a video that you made.
Yeah, well, I tried to make anyway.
You picked a bad game,
I
though.
did. Outlast 3 was free on PlayStation.
Outlast 3?
Yeah, or 2.
2?
One
I
of the
wouldn't
Outlast
do 2.
games.
I would do 1, not 2. 2 is
it
not
was
that good.
It was free.
Well, then do it then.
It was free. I didn't have to pay for it.
What is Nightwing?
What is Nightwing? You want to talk about Nightwing?
You don't know who Nightwing is? Like, legitly, you don't know.
I'm not super educated
Okay,
on
hang
things
on.
like this.
I want to get Kieffer. You tell Collins and I and Cameron
What I think Nightwing would
who
be.
you think Nightwing is. Like, I want to hear this from you.
I imagine Nightwing like almost looking like Batman,
Okay.
Okay.
but
What's
maybe less like skinnier
okay?
Okay.
and
Good so far.
Yeah.
and probably a lot more like smooth and sneaky. Or
Yeah?
Okay.
Smooth
But-
as in suave?
smooth like
Streamline.
Sneaky.
Sneaky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but what's
Like,
what's his
smooth,
relationship
like-
to Batman? Is I guess like, who is Nightwing to you? Like you told
Just
us what
an
he,
idea in my
you,
head.
you told us what he looked like, but who like the character?
yeah,
Give us the
who-
character.
You invented Nightwing. And
Is he
and
like
rest of it?
is he an enemy
Whoops,
of
no.
Batman? Okay.
Well, it depends.
Is he so like Batman's like the big fox bat, like the biggest bat in the world, and Nightwing is like a fruit bat.
That's closer, yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. So, do you know who Robin is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hang on.
Which Robin? Are you
Yeah,
gonna go
does he
into
know that there are more than one Robin?
I guess I didn't really know that.
How many has there been now? 15?
6.
6.
Holy
How did I get
crap.
15?
I don't know. Well, I mean, there is the whole Robin War thing. Where
Yeah, that
there
doesn't
was,
count,
like,
though.
everybody was a Robin.
That was like a Dark Knight Rises storyline. That doesn't count.
kind of, yeah. Well, there's a whole We Are Robin
Yeah, it was-
comic where
yeah.
there was like a revolution in
was a
Gotham. where-
gang.
Yeah, it was a gang.
It was
of
a
Robins.
Robin
But they,
gang.
but they don't
Well,
count. But
I
there's
guess, are you
they don't
counting
count.
like alternate universes or whatever?
That's
though?
what I was thinking.
'Cause
no.
there could be,
well,
like,
counting alternate
you know.
universes, then it's 6. Otherwise, it's just 4.
Okay.
I am Joaquin Phoenix's Joker
Okay.
universe.
So
there's no
none.
Robin in that one.
I know.
There's not even a Batman in that
So,
universe, as far as I know.
Nightwing
Not
is
yet.
Nightwing is the first Robin. So there's the first
Oh.
Robin, Dick Grayson, who grows up to become Nightwing. So he gets rid of the cape. He's got a black suit.
It's such a cooler costume.
It's got like a blue symbol on it that like goes down the arms and around the fingers. He uses like these stun batons.
Although his original costume looked idiotic as all get out.
Yeah, the disco
do
ring.
Do you know Robin?
Dumb.
Yeah.
It's essentially Robin.
Robin grown up.
Just
with
a
a
little
darker suit.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Yeah,
Robin
and
without
it's very,
Batman.
very like gymnastic focused.
Yeah.
Then there's
He's
the
so
second
cool.
one, Jason Todd.
He died.
He dies, gets brought back to life. He becomes Red Hood. Third one is Tim Drake. He becomes Robin. Then he becomes Red Robin. Then
Yeah.
he becomes Drake.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Which is so
and
stupid. Then there's Damian Wayne.
Yeah, Damien's my favorite by far.
Damian is awesome. He's
Such a
Batman's.
cool-
He's Batman's son. He's the
he-
current Robin.
And in Batman's defense, he got roofied.
Yeah,
Batman got roofied by Talia al Ghul,
Oh.
and that's how Damian came
that's
to
how
be.
Damian happened. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
It's a problem.
I'm serious. That's how it happens in the comics, dude. I have the book at my house.
That's how it
That's some
happens.
pretty sketchy stuff.
So
Then-
that's how it happens, man.
Depending on the continuity, there's
Batman
Stephanie.
gets got.
There's Stephanie Brown, who's between Drake and. So she was like in the middle of Drake because he got injured, and then Stephanie Brown came over. She died, and then
So wait, she's not Dark Knight Rises, right?
no, that is. Oh my gosh,
I can't remember.
what is her name?
I don't know. I don't like her. Like I did not like her at all as Robin. I didn't like that story
That's
though.
the sixth one.
That story, Dark Knight Rises, wasn't or not. Dark Knight Returns. That's what
you.
I'm saying. I didn't like Dark Knight
I
Returns.
feel so bad that I forgot her name. I'm like an expert. Carrie Kelly. That's
Yeah,
it.
I didn't. The Dark Knight Returns. It's an interesting story, but the art just drove me insane, and the font that they used for a lot of the newscasters and stuff is all in cursive.
Yeah,
So I had a really hard time reading it.
but yeah. Anyway, Nightwing. The reason you brought that up is they revealed the Nightwing suit for Titans season 2.
I thought he was legitimately asking.
No, I know. I know. So yeah, they
Are you
revealed
sure?
the
Are you
suit.
sure?
I have been waiting for over a year for Nightwing to show up in Titans. Because that was the
okay.
reason I started watching the shows, because Nightwing was going to be in it.
How much have they teased? Have they teased
they've
heavily
been,
at it?
They've been teasing it since episode 1 of season 1.
No, they didn't. They did not tease episode 1, season 1.
Oh, kind of.
No, they teased. They had Robin beat the crap out of guys and say "F Batman."
Yeah, they did. But they teased
And
it a
kill
lot
people.
there where he's like, I'm not Robin anymore. Well, then who are you? Or
He's
like,
like, I don't know. I haven't got that far yet.
yeah, I haven't gotten that far
Not
yet.
that far
I
in
need
the
another
story.
season. They were going to have him at the end of season 1, but they decided not to. So I've been waiting all of season 2, but he's going to be in the finale. Because he burns his Robin suit in season 1, and then season 2, there's a lot of, if like Jason Todd shows up and he's like, if I'm Robin, then who are you? That's a good question. Like, just but no, he
Well,
finally got his suit in the
We're
last episode.
just about out of time.
Are we really already out of time?
So yeah,
Out of time?
What
My
time? What
goodness.
time are we at?
we are at
Anyway.
27.
Oh, we have 3
Yeah.
minutes.
3 minutes. That does look cool.
So, do you guys remember when the net neutrality thing got passed? Like,
Yeah.
they repealed net
Yeah.
neutrality, and it
Yeah.
actually was repealed.
Uh-huh.
But it's kind of weird that happens, and then like we don't really see
We
any
haven't
major
really heard
changes.
anything
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't heard
Yeah.
anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, imagine like a couple of years, like you just start seeing like things change. Like, you have to pay extra to have like access to Facebook, or like
Dude,
you have
if-
to pay extra to have access to YouTube.
If that happens, I think there's going to be a huge black market of like there's going to be a black market IP service
Yeah.
or another IP service is going to crop up saying, just pay us, $100 a month or whatever, and you will have unlimited access to anything.
A new internet.
Yeah, or there'll just be a new internet.
That
Like-
would be nuts.
Or like, do you remember when the EU talked about like like the meme was like they're banning memes?
Right, yeah.
But like that happened, but we still haven't really heard anything serious about it either.
No memes have been banned yet that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you
Except the
you
Yoda
can't
ones.
ban memes really.
I
I mean, like even if Disney tries to strike down every Baby Yoda meme,
They're gonna
like,
be
they're not
cropping
going to
up.
be able to.
And I mean, you could even make it. You make the meme, put it up, and then just don't tag it Baby Yoda. You tag it
Yes.
something else.
As
Baby
long as
Alien
you're
or
able
something.
to save something to your own hard drive, it can never be truly banned because you can always just upload it
Re-upload
again.
it,
Yeah. You can always put it back. But does anybody have any last words for this episode of the Wildcast?
I have a quote that I would like to
oh
say.
boy!
All right, let's
Yeah,
do
you
it.
ready for
Here
this
we
shit?
go.
Okay, hold on, let me find it.
I would, while he's doing that, I would like to thank Kieffer for gracing us with his
Kiefer?
presence. You really need to work on hitting your microphone there, bud.
I know it's bad.
Okay, you
All
ready?
right, let's hear it.
So, he who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man.
I feel like that's from a song.
Nope. It's written by a very famous author.
If
Wanna
it's
guess?
if it's Shakespeare, I'm gonna punch
not
you.
Shakespeare.
Okay.
H.P. Lovecraft.
It's
that's a good guess.
Dr. Seuss.
Oh my god.
Now Collins wants to punch you.
You want to know, like, concise why I hate Dr. Seuss? First,
Guy's a maniac.
These are your last words.
Yeah, these are your last words.
Why do you hate Dr. Seuss?
His wife had cancer. He cheated on her.
You hate him because his wife. Oh.
He cheated on her while she had cancer. Because of the heartbreak, she killed herself.
Jeez.
And then he married the person he was cheating on her with.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why I hate Dr.
The
Seuss.
only thing that would make that worse is if he got her
Also,
pregnant.
he can't write. I mean,
All right.
Anyone can write. It's just a
That
matter
was
of
a-
whether or not you write
That
well.
was a pretty good.
That was a good final word.
That's
though.
why I hate Dr.
Jeez.
That's
Seuss.
why I hate Dr. Seuss.
Way to bring it down, bud.
That's
All right.
amazing.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Wildly racist.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, aren't there people say that Dr. Seuss is like atheist?